All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to McBoss Capital live stream here. Today is Wednesday, July 2nd, 2025. We are almost 1.5 hours into the market at 8:57 a.m. Mountain Time, which is close to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So we see that the Nasdaq is bouncing today after yesterday's drop. So that's a good bounce. Dow Jones is negative. So yesterday Dow was doing well, but today it's near flat, and S&P is up 0.2%. Nasdaq volume is higher today. Yesterday got a distribution day, and today, hopefully it doesn't reverse. Yeah, then we have New York Stock Exchange volume down today. So that's where things at today. Looking at news, we have from investors.com here, we have Tesla release daily numbers. I think it was better than expected. Let me just quickly jump to the chart here. So we can go to Tesla, and here we are. Yesterday it dropped on pretty high volume. It gapped down below the 50-day moving average today. It's trying to bounce back right now after that numbers, but the downtrend line is still intact. You can see the 10-day sloping down right there. So, and then if you want to draw a more severe slope, that will be right there. So we'll see how this plays out. Obviously, robo-taxi news are still probably going to be, um, might impact this, and then the Musk and Trump field might still go on, and that also could impact the stock. But right now, we're seeing this downtrend line forming, and until it can pass the 10-day again, it's probably not wise to get back in yet at this moment. So that's the news with Tesla. Yeah, well, since I clicked on the screen, we are seeing more than 20 stocks here, on stocks on the move. So again, many stocks are bouncing back on volume today. So that's good news. So hopefully it will stand. Yeah, let's keep going here. 10-year Treasury 4.29%. Okay, let's talk about FFTY, because yesterday the growth stocks got really hammered. Most of them have this sharp down day, and you can see on the innovator IBD 50 here, yesterday, right there. So it closed pretty much near the 10-day moving average. But it didn't close at the dead bottom of the range, but it pretty much near that. Let me see what is the range. Yeah, it's like 26% at the bottom here on the range. Um, the other negative thing that I noticed on this chart is that Friday we had a relatively strength that is weak, right? Because the index closed high, but then the growth stock ETF here didn't close at the upper range. So, but then we followed through on Monday and gap up, right? And so that kind of reversed that negative sentiment. But what happened yesterday, um, you know, July 1st, yesterday, Tuesday, it undercut, the lows of Friday, right? So that is really negative. And if you look at it right now, we are coming back, like bouncing today from the 10-day, but we're really just sitting near the close of Friday, right there. So this line right here. So to me, it is not 100% like for growth stocks anyway. They're not 100% bullish at this moment. Like if anything, we are at neutral, right? So the other thing is obviously we kind of top on Monday when we gap up, here June 30th, right? So 32.56, and then on yesterday we reversed, right? So we didn't make a new high, we just reversed. And yeah, so technically this downtrend is intact. So what I'm trying to say is watch your growth stock, have they potentially top recently? And again, this is only 2 3 days we're talking about. Some stocks might have topped more than a few days now. So just watch for that because I'm you know I'm worried we might have seen a top in growth stocks right now. Even with today's bounce and today's bounce, I mean, it's a good bounce, but we still, like I said, we still like only really, if I go to intraday chart here, here's the top right yesterday, here's the bottom. We're slightly above the middle range, just slightly. Um, so can this hold? I don't know, right? Again, we'll have to watch at the end of the day to see how growth stock perform. But it's possible that it might not work. Is all I'm saying, right? But right now it looks good. Like market is bouncing. Volume is showing up right now on the bounce, right? And we're seeing stocks in the move with 20 stocks. So that's good news. But all like again, we just have to be a little bit mindful that why is that happening, right? Like why did we undercut Friday's low? Maybe this is a short-term thing, like maybe now we are again buying the dip mentality works most of the time, but the one time it doesn't work and you get caught off guard, that's when you're gonna pay the price, right? So yeah, so I'm not being very aggressive at this moment. And most stocks, like I said, just bouncing back halfway or a little bit more. So you could buy it. It's just have a tighter stop. And that way you don't get burned if it doesn't work. So anyhow, I think I talked that quite a bit here. So jobs report. So this is for Thursday's forecast. Where is the number for today? So yeah, the payroll ADP prior growth was negative. I'm surprised the market is it's actually green right now. So yeah, just something to be aware of. And we talked about Tesla already. It has better numbers than expected for delivery. So let's jump to stocks on the move. We have BMRC here. I believe this is Bang. Yes, small cap, but it's bouncing. Let me show you the chart here. It's new on the list. I've never seen it on the list before. Very tiny, $100,000, $24. You know, so it's there's risk, of course, with illiquid stocks, so something to be aware of. And VMI Sharp Ninja. This one is bouncing. Yeah, it pulled back this morning though. I don't know why. Right here, you see. That's a very volatile move. It's bouncing again. So we'll see how this is moving throughout the day. USLM, Reddit, Reddit, Reddit is doing fine right now. It's starting to move nicely. So it accelerated today. So that's Reddit here. Uh, MRXMU, okay, MU. So MU is pulling back. So this is a good one. Like I said, watch your growth stock. Where did they top, right? And they top right here, this one right there. So that was like how many sessions ago? 5 sessions ago. And watch for this because the problem is that stocks that have ran up quite a bit, they could be going into a bigger correction. Um, of course, we're all hoping for just a pullback, small pullback here, bounce off the moving average. That's what we're hoping for. But again, we could be going for a deeper pullback and correction here. So just watch out for that. So this is definitely the relative strength you can see is already down quite a bit since the peak, right? So the a stock related to this is STX. Let's see. This one is still going. They're both in data storage. This one is still going nicely. So you can see it's accelerating today. Again, there's some growth stocks that are already top, possibly, and then there's some growth stocks that are still going. That still going on their rally. So at some point they will all end. But yeah, so that's just something to be careful of. Again, many stocks are extended. I mean, getting into new stock at this point is pretty risky, I think, because most stocks have already run so much. And now we're seeing some popping signals, at least on the growth stock side. That's also, negative, right? So anyhow, so that's that one. We have Carnival here. It's kind of moving, but not part of my list. Upstart. Let's look at Upstart. This one is moving really nicely. This was pulled back to 10-day here, oh, and then bounce off really strong. Related to this, CISO. So CISO, again, yesterday was a bad day for many growth stocks, and we see this huge bar. So this is another one that have a huge bar down. It's still above 10-day, so technically the uptrend is still intact. The question is today's bounce gonna, become, the start of the rebound, right? That's what we want to know. Or is this just a rebound day that is kind of mediocre and then we'll fall back into the downtrend? So we don't know. We'll see, right? Yeah, I mean, no one knows that right now. But buying the dip mentality has worked quite a bit, especially on this stock. But again, at some point it will end, and that's the challenge here, right? Um, if you do buy into it, like just make sure again tight stop, all that stuff. Because if it does fail, it could fall fast, right? So there's something to be aware of. Might as well, since we're looking at all the fintechs here, Affirm also suffer a big down day yesterday. Look at again today. One of the things that I'm looking for in any of these stocks that went down is yesterday's morning low right here. So right now it's above it, so that's good, right? So the question is, can it stay above here, this line here, for the rest of the day, or will it come back down? That's if it closed down, then you know it's kind of bad, really bad. So that's something I'll be watching out for many of the growth stocks today. Um, of course, you're going to be buying at a higher price if it does close near the top today. But I'd rather do that than take that risk, because if it falls back down, then tomorrow we're setting up for a gap down day, so that's something that could happen. All right, so that's Affirm, and then we have SoFi. SoFi, okay, SoFi is bouncing pretty strong today. This chart is definitely starting to curve up on the 10-day, and yeah, it's running fast. So here it did break the channel line here, so that looks good. So this is definitely a stronger stock for sure. All right, CLS. Okay, this one is also bouncing off the 10-day. So that's the one good thing about yesterday's fall, right? Most of them fall to the 10-day, and again, you can see the higher volume here, lots of selling. Um, Today we're bouncing back. Again, this is very normal. The question is, like I said, where will it close today? Because that could determine tomorrow. So let's see. So here's VRT, another related stock here. This one also bouncing up pretty strong again. Um, so we'll have to see how this stock will close, because they could come back down. That's the challenge, right? So right now most of them are near that trend line, that where it's supposed to cross back above. So let's see. All right, let's keep going here. The Taiwan Semiconductor, TSM. Oh, this is bouncing really strong to me. This is making new high. So this one is still going. Let's look at other guys. Media. This one is starting to bounce back too. I think it might have made a new high compared to yesterday. Yeah. So there you go. Still slightly below um, Monday's close, but it's nonetheless came back quite a bit. So that's still working. And AVGO. Okay, so this one hasn't come back as much yet. But yeah, so that looks pretty good for TSM. RCL. RCL is still going. This one still is very strong. CRDO. This one bounced back today. Very close to, again, close. This is yesterday's high here, so very close to it. And then there's the previous day's close. So yeah, so we'll see. A lot of them are bouncing back today, which is good news. But again, um, it's normal for it to bounce back. The question is, can it hold? Let's see how it ends today. I think that's probably the biggest question for the growth stocks today. Um, just trying to see if there's anything else worth mentioning. Let's look at MGNI. This one is still going. Looks like making new high. So some of the stocks are still going pretty strong. So not all of them have fallen. Yeah. I think most of this we talk about. PHC is the health stock. Let's look at it. So this one again pulled back here and then it started to move. So this looks good as well. Let's see what else there is. Yeah, financials we already covered. So that's pretty much it for today. Well, again, we'll see how this market turn out. We definitely do not want to see a reversal. Looks like Nasdaq continues stronger right now. So let's go look at the chart here for another time. So that will be good because we have high volume bounce back, and it still looks intact, right? So it looks the rally is still intact, 10 days right there. Everything looks okay. So today's bounce may most likely work because we're seeing the action that we want to see, and we're seeing growth stocks moving, and yeah, this is good news because but again, the day is not over, so just be mindful of that. Thank you all for watching. Have a very good day. Please like and subscribe.